The house still needs a lot of work. Like this room needs, I still need to do the walls here. Flooring, I got some laminate flooring by Traffic Master for in here. And it's a Lansbury oak color. Because this floor, I wanted to sand it and finish it, but it has metal pieces. And I don't have spare wood to fix that. So I got this room to fix and all this ceiling. I'm gonna take that ornament down still. And that's pretty much it. And then I'm still working on the bathroom upstairs. I have the shower on order from Home Depot, the glass and the base. And I'm still looking for a vanity. I still need a vanity up there, 48 inches. And then I'll be able to work on that. And then I'll patch this up at the very end. Oh, and here's the floor that I got for the upstairs bathroom. It's a bamboo. It's engineered click bamboo flooring. So it's a bamboo engineered hardwood. All right, today I'm working back in my, I guess this is our dining room, but it's gonna be a gym for a while. I'm not gonna make it a dining room for now. It's just gonna be a workout room, big 20 by 15 workout room. And so you can see this wall is nice and pretty on this side, and this side is just like, what happened? It looks like the house is just all torn up. So I'm gonna be mixing up some mud, plaster de Paris, and making it kind of thick. And I'm gonna skim coat over this whole wall because this is the actual sheetrock and this is plaster on this side. So you got like this little lump here because it's not the same thickness as the plaster. So I gotta go and make that all level and make it look pretty. And I did use some Quikrete. I always use this Quikrete, either Larson's or I use this Quikrete brand bonding adhesive. Sell it at Home Depot for like $8. Check the description below and I'll put a link in there to where you can get that if you're doing plastering on your walls. And you want to use that because sometimes you'll get like rips in your sheetrock when you're taking off the paper, and the plaster doesn't want to stick in those places where you got rips and stuff. And then you got holes in the plaster sometimes and it's dusty. You don't want dust because the plaster won't stick to dust. So let's get to work and get this done. I'll take a video after. I'll show you the stages. All right, skim coated it one time. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm sure there's some little imperfections here and there, so probably needs one more skim coat. This time I did a little different. I put tape in certain areas and I skim coated the whole wall. It didn't work as good as putting the fiber tape and then just going over the fiber tape and then skim coating. So keep that in mind for next time. For me anyways, it's better just to put the tape and then mud and then skim coat the whole wall after instead of putting the tape and then trying to skim coat it, it gets in the way. This fiber tape really needs 2-3 layers of mud. And here I'm going to work on this side. This side I've already done some work on it around there, but it's very lumpy. It's not at all flat. And it's because there was a piece of sheetrock put in here, and you can see it's lower again than the plaster. So it goes high and then dips low. And here it's got a lump, and then it's low here. So it's really wonky. So I'm gonna have to try to fix this next. All right, there's the first coat. And it's getting a little more level. Still can feel a little hump here. Little high spot just right here and right there. So I gotta fill it in a little more. Third coat. Another night of work done. There's a nice skim coat everywhere. So, if you look at the before video, look at this now, it's a big difference. Still not perfect, but it's a heck of a big difference. And the wall's starting to look solid, flat in one piece. Now ripply and cracked, pretty much like this. Look at that up there. And in the next videos I'll show how it looks afterwards. Alright, back to this room over here, and you can see up there the ornament is gone finally. Knocked it down the other day. There's all the pieces that I knocked down. Very thick plaster. This is probably 150 years old. So that's how old this house is. You can see how much, it's 2 inches of thick plaster right there. So now I'm gonna go and measure out where the electrical is, because I want the electrical centered, because when we put a new one, it's gonna be centered into this room. So I'm gonna go and measure that and move that electrical over probably a foot or whatever it is to get it centered. Also, I believe this is centered to the widest part of the wall on both sides, but I'm centering it to this sliding doors. The center of the sliding doors where I want it to be centered. All right, so still working here. I got a new little box, junction box for this. And it's the kind that, you know, has a little flapper. When you tighten it down, the little flapper opens up. So it actually will work on lath and plaster, but just barely. Yeah, so that's all good. Now I can go and put some Structilite here and some plaster. And then I also picked up one of these. We're probably not going to put a ceiling fan here, but just in case in the future that I do, because I think we're putting a chandelier, just in case I put a fan in the future, I bought this ceiling fan support box and brace kit. These are only $8 at Home Depot. It's only 1.5 inch deep. They do have 4-inch, but they're, I think, twice the cost to have them deeper. So I just got this one, and it's real easy. It's, you know, it's got some little tack nails on it. Yeah, see the tack nails. So all you have to do is put it up there and hit it with a hammer, and it'll kind of stay in place. And you put it in between the studs. So here we go. I took off a couple pieces of lath here, and you can see I think this is 16 on center. So these things will get pushed in there just like that. You hit them in place just like that, right there. Yeah, this beats having to put a piece of 2x4 in there and then put just a regular one up there, which you can do that too, but I figured just in case in the future we use a ceiling fan. And I was only off 9 inches. These walls are 14 wide here, and then I think it's a foot or so longer on this side. But I'm trying to line up this smaller side of the walls. So this was just 9 inches off, 8.5. So I'm gonna be going somewhere around here. And so yeah, that's where it's gonna go, just about like that. All right, so I ended up installing the ceiling fan support box with the brace kit. Pretty easy. It has little spikes in it that you hammer in, and it's adjustable widthwise. And you just put the screws in the holes into the studs. Pretty simple. And this is how it looks. Already got the lath up here, ready to plaster. I got the cover plate on just for the time being. I did angle it down. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to have this flush with your ceiling, so I had to drop it down like 1 inch, and then just use the top screws on top, not the bottom ones. That should be enough. And then actually where the tacks, there's a hole where the tacks were, I just put little sheetrock screws. So there's actually 4 screws on both sides. And then I just went and put my laths this way, and then so I can put them this way as well. And that's how you get the laths in there with that brace in the way. All right, a couple pieces here. Now this is gonna be all put some Quikrete
some bonding adhesive on here, and then it'll be ready for some Structolite stuff down there. I just finished our base coat on the plaster. Check it out. That's the first coat, or a brown coat. It's pretty smooth. Got a little low spot there, a little high spot there, but the next coat should clean that all up. This thing is nice and low, so it's not too high. I can get this screw open. See, it's not even dry yet. It's soupy. Made it a little soupy. So, yeah, the next coat should clean this up. And then I still gotta put some mesh tape on all my cracks, and then, you know, go over the cracks with some plaster as well. I'll do that next after this is dry. And then hit that up with one more coat of plaster. That time I'll use the Easy Sand plaster instead of the Structolite. And then hopefully, I had a little spot here too that I did. And it's not dry yet. Hopefully, I'll be done soon, because this room seems like it's been taking me forever. I guess I'm not really a fan of plastering too much, because it's a lot of hard work and it takes a lot of time. And it's really repetitive, over and over and over. You got to go and put your coats on. It's kind of like doing body filler, when you put body filler on over and over, but this is like 10 times worse. All right, here is where I'm at today. Yesterday I went and I filled in all my cracks up there with some fiber tape, and then I mudded over that with the first coat. So now it's dry now, so now I gotta go and hit it with another coat over that fiber tape, make it a little bit wider, maybe a foot wide this time, and then just skim coat the whole ceiling. And you can see here I skim coated that. It's still drying there in the center, but let's see. It's dry now, but it still looks a little bit wet. So I need a little bit more of a skim coat on that. But it's getting done, finally. So pretty much the ceiling is all I gotta really do, and then just kind of sand this down and put one final skim coat over this. Let's see, this repairs nice and flush now. I know there's a lot of professionals that do plaster work in like England and UK and stuff, other countries, but not too many people work with it anymore in the United States. But I see that now. Why? Because it takes a lot of effort to get these walls good, and once you start your plaster skim coating, you kind of have to go over it several times. And who wants to do that when you can just put up sheetrock? A lot simpler. But anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna end this video. Probably take another video later on and show you the end results once this is all skim coated and sanded and, you know, smooth. That's where it's at.